Man.
Woo! Wow. That smokes.
When it just the spirit go to coming in, man, it's ain't no way to stop it, man. It's ain't no way. Nor do I try to stop it.
Eric, I can't believe it. I can't believe it, man. I wanted to have you on my channel forever.
Yes, sir.
I'm so psyched.
Yeah,
I love you're just amazing.
Thank you, man.
You just
Thank you.
You are so good.
Thank you. Hey, dude, we were just talking a little bit before cameras got to rolling, man, and dude, you know, the event that we're here for right now is a pretty significant event, but I had a dual sort of motive behind this trip out here, and one of the two was definitely making a connection with the infamous Rick Beato, man, to you know, connect with him because I mean this, you know, you gotta. I'm talking to you like you ain't in the room, but you have a platform that reach, you know, people listen to you when you do your interviews, and I'm just glad to be in the number, man. Good to meet you, man. Really
You too.
Good to meet you.
You too.
Yeah,
Okay, so you're right-handed.
Yeah.
And you play guitar left-handed.
Yes.
How? Why? Explain this to me.
Okay, I'm the youngest of 5 brothers. All of my brothers, my aunts, uncles, mom, dad, my grandfather on my mom's side, my grandfather, well before I was even thought about, he was a evangelist in the church, right? So like if you know about the gospel world, and especially the old traditional gospel world, they definitely did not believe in blending the two worlds. Either you was in or you was out. So my grandfather, he played guitar, but nothing on record. My grandfather would go over to wherever the spot was, a old back juke joint or a back room or a barn or whatever, and him, Muddy Waters, and Howlin' Wolf would play together. So this was part of my lineage way before I came. So this was already happening, you know, back in, you know, 30s, 40s or 30s, 20s or whatever. So that, you know, I would say kind of might have been like the planted seed for a long line of, you know, family members from my mom and her brothers. My mom was the only girl of 6 brothers, and then she turned around and had 5 boys. Man, my poor mama, but man, she didn't take nothing from nobody, man. I love my mom, rest her soul. They had a gospel group. So from that, you know, it was just music just was flourishing out, leading up to my brothers coming in, and my brother Eugene. There's a gap of 17 years between me and my oldest brother Eugene.
Wow.
The brother that's next to me is a 10-year gap, which was Little Jimmy King. That's the brother that this record that I have out now is a tribute to, which he had his own record deal, and he at a certain point he went out with Albert King on the road. He came up with Little Jimmy King. He took Jimmy from Jimi Hendrix and King from Albert King and made Little Jimmy King. But his real name by birth is Manuel Gales. And he was a certifiably badass guitar player, like really badass guitar player. He passed way before his time. He passed away from a heart attack in 2001, about a year to the anniversary after my mom passed away. So, you know, some pretty significant loss and death surrounds my family. But back to this left-handed thing. My oldest brother Eugene, he played left-handed upside down, but he wrote right-handed. The only one that actually was a true left-handed guitar player was Little Jimmy King. He played left-handed upside down, and he wrote left-handed. He shot ball left-handed, like he's
legit left-handed.
Legit left-handed. But me and my oldest brother, we shoot ball, we swing. The only thing that I do left-handed is play guitar. That being said, when I say left-handed, it's this way, not with the strings reversed kind of left-handed. You know, I'm talking about Albert King style, left-handed. You know, and so I was in the knowledge of my brothers, you know, playing guitar, but like it wasn't a contemplated, thought about thing when I first picked up the guitar at 4 years old. When I picked it up, what was comfortable to me was I picked it up and this is how I held the guitar.
Yeah, interesting.
And immediately played something from the first time, like with no problem. Hand and right and left hand coordination was intact. And it just blew my mind, man. And I remember till today exactly what it was that I played at 4 years old. It was a little thing. That's what I played with both hands working. I'm not sure if I used all fingers or just one. But then shortly, maybe 10 minutes after that, once I got that, then I even added a part. I added. 4 years old, guitar bigger than me, and the guitar had gauge 12s on them at the time, because that's what my brother was playing. And so that is how the whole thing came about of me playing. Now, mind you, I'm 4 years old. I don't know. I had no cognitive mindset of what was the correct labeling of which way you played. I didn't know if I was a right-handed player or a left-handed player. To me, I thought that you labeled how you played by the hand that did the most work. And for me, in my mind, this is the hand that does the most work. So to me, I was a right-handed player.
Yeah.
You know, I thought, but that's not how it's labeled. I really would like to know who came up with, the whole osmosis of, that the picking hand is the hand that determined which way did you play. Anyway, neither here nor there. So they came and I was just, noodling around. Mind you, I'm also a drummer and a bass player too. So my brother, oldest brother, he would be playing, Blue Cheer. There's a name for you.
Yeah.
He'd be playing Blue Cheer and Randy California and Rainbow and Hendrix Clapton and all just everything and in between. He'd be playing that around the house. And I would be on the floor, mimicking the drums with knives and, keeping the timing and this and that. Until one day, I wanted to pick up the guitar, my brother's guitar. My brother had left. And mind you, my brother Eugene Gales was a boxer. He was a 2-time Golden Glove boxing champion, mind you. And, he had left and I picked up his guitar. It was on the couch and I went to play a little something and I broke a string on the guitar while he was gone. I've never been more scared in my life. I just knew I was going to get the shit beat out of me. I just knew my brother was going to tear my ass up. But he come back and it was the opposite, man. He was like, man, let me show you how to put it back on. And, boom, boom, this and that. And he took notice that, man, my little brother is pretty serious. Mind you, he had already taken under his wing my other brother, Lil Jimmy King. So he was mentoring us, which he was mentored. My brother Eugene was mentored by all of my uncles. My uncles played. I got an uncle that was one of the baddest in the world, man, but he just chose to play in church, man. He was left-handed upside down and backwards, believe it or not. If he had chose to come in the worldly route, I don't think that B.B. King would be as known as he was because my uncle was that kind of guy. Anyway, so my brother was, around. That's all he had around was his uncles. So there's them, and I got other uncles that played more. Got another uncle that played more like Curtis Mayfield and Bobby Womack did that sort of style. So that was what my brother was turned on to. So my brother began to start coaching, mentoring me on and this and that, the do's and don'ts and giving me like little challenges and stuff like that. And he would turn me on to stuff that would be difficult for him to play. So he would be like, man, if you learn this song by tomorrow, there was this restaurant that's called Big Dip Dairy that had hamburgers was that fucking big, bro. To me, they looked that big. And I just wanted to go anywhere with my brother, man. It didn't matter where we went. If he was going to pay bills, I wanted to go with him. I just wanted to be with my big brother. So he said, if you learn this by tomorrow, I'll take you with me to the ice cream shop. So just out of the blue, it might have been Albert King, Laundromat Blues, or Overall Junction or something like that. Before the next day, my brother came in. I was like, bro, I got it. Is this it right here? And I played it for him. He said, well, I be damned. You just learned. I'm 5, 6 years old, playing a guitar with 12 gauge strings on them, pushing them like Albert King. And I'm not bragging. I'm just giving you the facts of, what happened. And man, so my brother took more to that, man. And he was like, man, all through the course of it, he would be, man, I think you should stay, the course of how you're playing, man. It's a unique way that you're playing, man. Everybody don't play that way. I think as you get older, people are going to try to deter you to, switch around and this and that. You should play how, you first picked it up and what's comfortable to you. And I didn't know how significant that was to me that he was telling me that at 5 and 6 years old until a little later on in life. Because I then tried to, reverse the strings and play, Hendrix style left-handed just to see if I could do it. And then he come home and he kind of got on to me. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, man, this not what you like playing the unorthodox way. So, I'm telling you, bro, you're gonna thank me for encouraging you to continue how you're playing. And that also led to, everybody that I was influenced by and that I was inspired by, all of the people that I was listening to played the opposite way from me. So with that being said, if I would have let that be something that deterred me from following my inspirational, drive, then I would definitely not be sitting in this room doing an interview with you right now, because I wouldn't have pursued it. Because if I looked at that as a mountain hill of a no-no, I'm so glad that the power of how overwhelmingly inspired and influenced that I was enough to carry me over to where I didn't feel like going to sleep. I didn't want to take a shit. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to talk to the phone on my girl. I didn't want to do none of that until I continued to learn what it was that I learned, until it made me feel like I was playing it and got inspired by hearing myself play it like I heard whoever it was that I was listening to play it. And until that happened, I didn't stop. And then after that, it didn't finish. Now it's time to go to sleep, and I'm scared as shit to go to sleep because I don't want to forget what I learned the night before. That type of inspiration right there is so powerful, Rick. It is so powerful, man. And that, when you get into that world right there, that's what makes practicing not feel like homework. When you're inspired like that, it's so motivational. And that was the process for me. Getting in my room, making my mom so frustrated by hearing me continuously press that rewind button and scratching so many records, and my mom telling me, well, Eric, if you hit that rewind button one more time, Lord have mercy. But she knew the struggle. She knew what was going on, man, and my mom, rest her soul, man. She was an avid supporter, man. She loved music, man. She was definitely into it herself. And that's basically how it all, started. So, I'm sure they had some left-handed guitars around and this and that. And you get these stupid comments on social media. I mean, did you not have access to a left-handed body guitars? Yeah, they were around, but by that time I had got used to the disadvantage of having to do all this because of the cutaway wasn't afforded for me, and not even the dots on my side. Nobody thought about us. Nobody thought about us for the strap button even, So my model, I made sure I got it on both sides in consideration for the right-handed player.
Okay, so let me ask you this. What are the advantages? Because I have a my son plays left-handed, so I have a left-handed guitar around the house.
Yes, sir.
I play his guitar, and you have a lot of leverage when you're bending, when you're pulling down on the E string, the B string, and everything. And tell me about some of the advantages of playing upside down like that.
That's a good question. Like early on when I used to be asked that question, my response used to be, I wouldn't know. Because I don't play the other way, so I don't know the advantages and disadvantages. I just know, whatever it takes for me to do. But then as I, analyze it a little bit more, there may be like some open chords that I can hit, due to, say just be like a E major second. I can hit that without, with ease, with no other chords in the way. And I'm an avid user of my thumb, so
Sure.
Then so all of that, whatever it takes to make it happen, man, is like I'm going back here. So if this is what it takes to make it happen, that's what it takes to make it happen. And to pull the whole. So I have to pull, and right-handers, you have to push, you know what I mean? When it comes to the smaller gauge strings, so it just, whatever works, man. But, chord-wise and stuff like that, I believe there are a few advantages, on my end. I mean, and believe it or not, I think there are some disadvantages. But if it is a disadvantage, it's not for long, because I'm going to figure out some kind of way to play what I want to play. If I'm that inspired by it, I'm going to figure it out.
When I'm watching you play, I'm like, what is he doing? What is he doing? And
half of the time, I don't know my damn
self. Watching you makes me use my ears. So I'll listen to you.
That part.
Because it's like, I can't tell what he's playing, but I can tell what he's playing when I listen. And but when the runs that you play and everything, man, they're just so beautiful, so smooth, so fluid. They feel the way you develop your ideas.
Wow, man.
I mean, it just blows me away.
Oh,
you
thank
played
you.
a solo the other night, and I was just the energy that you can create, the groove, everything about it. You just go by flow, right?
Yes, absolutely by flow. The first and foremost thing that I do is completely get this out of the way. The more that I don't think about it, the more fluent and the more, just expressive, that it will be for me. There's no pre-set up, no thought, no none of this. I mean, a lot of artists, before the show, they're backstage, getting, finger warming up and this and that. I don't do any of that, man. If I'm not on tour or doing a session or anything like that, it's very rare that I engage with a guitar at all. It could be weeks, months go by that I haven't touched a guitar unless I might have heard a commercial on TV that sparked let me go see if I can play that right quick. Or I heard somebody do a riff on social media and can I mimic that? Just go to kind of challenge myself to see if I still got the learning, mechanism that I had when I was a kid. Do I still have it? And only in those times it'd be when I would pick up, a guitar or anything like that. I mean, I would probably be more quick to go to a set of drums or something, or a keyboard or something quicker than I will a guitar. And some people might not believe that, but for me, that's just how it is for me. Is the further I'm away from it, the more intense it is when I get with it. And I don't advise that for the new and up and comer or whatever. But whatever works for you. It's just I have a source that I tap into that I believe wholeheartedly that comes from a location far above my head that I'm able to tap into any time of the day, no matter what time zone, no matter what continent, no matter what place and time, it doesn't matter. He or she responds to me when that portal is open, and it's an insane amount of power that causes me to get very often highly emotional to where I'm playing and there's a waterfall coming from my eyes because I've gotten so wrapped up in the emotions that I'm feeling from thinking about my mom and my dad and brothers and several people that's passed away that have been very near and dear to me, times in life that, man, I have saw my own life flash before my eyes, and several other times that I went to sleep saying to myself, I don't really give a damn if I wake up covering up all the mirrors in my home because I didn't want to look at me. It's a lot of that I play from. It's an intense, insanely deep amount of pain that I play from every single night. But I wouldn't have it any other way, because if the result is there's some person out there that has gained some sort of revelation or some sort of inspiration from something that I played through the pain that I'm playing it from, and it helped them out, then that was well worth the pain that I went through to make that happen. So that's something that I just came to a realization that this is just what it is. This is the pain that I'm going to have to take myself through. And it hurts. It hurts. Because when you pour out that much pain and when you pour out that much energy and that much passion, you have to sit and wonder who and where is it going to be somebody to pour back into me. At times like that, I have to rely a whole lot more on the source that I get it from, to help replenish. And thankful I got an awesome partner, man. I got an awesome partner that's been with me for the last 13, 14 years, man, that knows, she watches it with a very close bird's eye view every single night when we're on stage. She also is part of the band, so she witnessed all of this in real time, man. And I look at her, and oftentimes I'm conversating with her during the show, and I just look back at her and say, wow, man, wow. Wow, it's so fucking powerful. If I could bottle that up and sell it, oh man, Elon Musk would be broke in comparison to me, you know what I mean? And I just try to you know, it's tough. It's tough containing something like that, man. You know, and for me, the ultimate goal is just if one person, hopefully it's more, but if it's one person that gets that message, man, and it's reciprocated, and that energy is swapped back and forth, man, then that's the ultimate goal for me as an artist, as a player. It really is, man. I thought my meaning and my purpose in life was just to be playing the guitar, but no, I found out a little later on in life that that's not the ultimate purpose for me. My purpose is to let the world know through my playing. The playing is a byproduct of it, through my playing, of letting them know about every single thing that I have been through, man, and let them know that it's possible to come out on the it's possible to come out on the other side some kind of way. And if somebody like me was able to do it, then the damn show know that it's a possibility that you can do it too. So that's what I feel that the purpose for Eric Gales is here, and the playing is just an example to show them that I can have a conversation with you and you understand everything that I said without physically having to say anything to you. And that for me is pretty strong, and it's pretty strong, man. It's just moments that I'm reliving in my head right now that I don't think anybody in the room, in the audience, has no idea the kind of conversation that me and my wife are having about what's actually happening during the time. And she knows, like, within an instant, babe, I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you're saying, and you don't even try to talk, because it's gonna hurt too bad to try to talk. I just know I know what you got going on, and those type of things right there, man, are priceless. And I'm so thankful that God gave me an awareness. Not only give me this gift, but an awareness about this gift. There are so many people in this world that, know that they have this gift, but they're not aware, like really know that they have this gift. You're just walking around like a zombie with this just insane amount of talent and really don't know what you got, and I'm really thankful that God allowed me to come out of a very, very, very dark place that I was in and get back into the awareness of that, man. He provided me with something that he didn't pass out to everybody. He didn't pass this out like he passed out the five senses to everybody. This thing that we do called music ain't something that he gave to everybody, man. And I'm thankful for this other means of communication and medication, if you will, that has afforded me, a career that has been awesome. And I've been able to see things and do things and be in rooms with people like yourself and several others and meet like highly influential people to me and call them good friends of mine, such as Eric Johnson and Raphael Sadiq and Randy Jackson and just the list goes on, man. And from that, man, I'm 51 years old and carrying on, and I could just be at the beginning right now. Yeah, my career started in 1991 when I was 15 years old, and I'm 51 now. I might just be at the beginning. So don't let nobody tell you it's too late, man. It's never too late. I think I'm just getting started.
So when you sit down with your guitar, you got a new guitar here, so new Kiesel guitar, right?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, let me ask you a couple things about this. What gauge strings are you using there?
I use 10 through 46.
Okay.
Yep.
When you sit down to start playing, you take your guitar out and everything. What do you play?
Just all depends. It could be...
Wow.
Just random.
Okay, so I'm sitting right next to you and watch you play, and I'm just like, what is he? How's these sounds coming out? I just like when I see you do runs. That's the thing. Like when you're playing these, you're soloing the other night. Like, how did you even learn any kind of standard riffs like that when things are backwards. Like a lot of these riffs that people play, you know, rock blues licks and things like that, when it's upside down, they don't lay the same way that they do.
You're right. You're right. I honestly, I don't really have an answer. I'm sorry, I don't have an answer. Call myself learning when I learned it, or whatever that it was that I might have been learning. When I learned it, I just call myself mimicking, you know, to the best I could what I heard, and then after that, I began to start cementing, you know, how Eric Gales would, you know, do it, and start to throw the spices in the recipe of who Eric Gales is on there, because at the end of the day, I think the ultimate goal is to be able to let a newcomer or an average Jane or John Doe be able to recognize that, damn, that sounds like Eric Gales.
Absolutely.
Damn, that sounds like Rick Beato. Like your own DNA on there. So with that being said, after I've sat here and learned note for note something that I have picked up on from somebody that I'm influenced by, I then take it and begin to start Gales-izing it, as so to say, you know, and putting, you know, Gales' little nuances here and there. And it kind of turns and morphs into its kind of own thing. And with that being said, it you know, can be a combination of a whole lot of things. That some, you know, in the riffing, so it could be just random, and then I'll take these tunes that I'm a big fan of, and I'll see if I can learn them. I'll challenge myself, like with different, like see if I can play multiple parts. And one of them is it's several different renditions of me doing this on. And when I got to play it with the band, it was awesome. So it was I get caught
Beautiful.
up in there. So I'll challenge myself to not only do the rhythm accompaniment part, but then add the melody to it. You know what I mean? Kind of, there's some Charlie Hunter, Tuck Andres type of shit. You know what I mean? You know, kind of do all of these parts together. You know, and it's like other parts, like Star Spangled Banner, like. You know, I've played that for the Grizzlies games and this and that, like, but like just playing, not just playing the melody of it, but the accompaniment, you know, such as, so you got. You got that, but you got.
Woo! That is amazing.
Just challenge myself, man.
That is amazing.
You know?
When you play all those fill lines in there and everything, I mean, it's interesting because you have a lot of, you have jazz harmony in there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so how did you develop those kind of things? What did you listen to for that?
I listened to Herb Ellis, of course, George Benson, Herb Ellis, Kenny Burrell.
Yep.
Ted Green.
Yes. Wow.
You know, Grant Green. You know, all the cats. Jonathan Butler. You know, all of these cats out there, man. Jonathan Butler, Jonathan DeBose. Believe it or not, I mean, all of these cats, man. Again, the versatility bag is just huge in all of the different people that even Emily Rimler. You know, I mean, I definitely know I'm naming some names that everybody don't know about, I know you're aware of who I'm. You know, it's some seriously badass cats out there, man, and I listen to them, man, and they're just mind blowing, man. It's hard for me to name them all because I'd be afraid of the ones that I'm going to forget because, you know, it's so many, man, that, you know, through the years that I have, you know, taken and listened to and acquired something from them and put them in the toolbox and put them in that toolbox, man. And so, therefore, once just like Google, I explained this to somebody. So when you go into the search engine in Google, you type something in there, it comes up immediately. It's the same way, but it comes from somebody had to put the material in there for it to be able to go to and provide you with the information. So just the same, this toolbox, man, through the years from when I started at 4 years old, acquiring all these different influences and inspirations, man, I put them in there. So now my heart, I don't have to like technically think about an influence or an inspiration because I have been familiarized with it through the years of putting them in this toolbox. I can let my heart, soul, and emotions and feelings completely run what I got going on because it's right there. So if my mind or my soul is telling me to go to Jerry Reed sort of feel, bam, it's going right to it because I'm familiar with it and that toolbox contains it. So, you know, I'll try to give them that example, if you will. And I tell them, learn everything you like and learn everything you don't like because, trust me, it'll come back to help you at the end. If you have any sense of, expanding, your learning and all that sort of stuff, man, everything that you're learning, whether it's pertaining to what you're learning it for at the time or has nothing to do with it at all, somewhere up the road is going to come into play and you could, utilize it in this or utilize it in that or utilize it in this and such, this, and this, and that. Because I'm asked quite often, Eric, how are you able to go and meander in between like so many different styles throughout the course of one song?
But they all sound like you, though.
Yeah, that part.
Everything that you do.
That part, yeah, exactly.
Even when you add in any jazz harmony, any type of harmony that you're playing, any type of chord, it always sounds like you.
Still me, exactly.
It's all like filtered through your taste.
That part. You just said the whole thing. That's it right there. Once you acquire all of that, like it's still, the job is not done. You still have to make it be the presentation of coming from you.
So I noticed the other night, so you start playing this on one of the tunes that you were soloing, and you start building your solos, and you start kind of in the low register and everything, and then you gradually are building up to the climax part, and you're in the high thing, and then you start going into overdrive, and it was like, wow, it was blowing me away. And then and I know you're just doing it because you feel the energy of the band building up too, and you're bringing the band with you. Yeah. Right? And you're developing these ideas, and then the drummer starts playing along with your, if you're doing a certain riff with a certain rhythmic
pattern,
motif and stuff.
Exactly.
And then they start picking up on it. But you're like, it's like you're carrying the band.
Yeah.
And you're building the energy.
Yeah. That was all intentional. That's all intentional. And that came from not ever, to my knowledge, ever played with them before. So for them to have followed that cadence, if you will, was showed professional. I mean, to let me know that they were listening.
Yeah.
As an element of listening to what's happening right there, even in the form. I mean, I'm a guest with them, but at that point in time, they took on the role of me being the spearhead at the moment, while I'm a guest with Nuno's situation up there, and they followed where I was going in my solo or whatnot. I could have started the solo, with the gas pressed or whatever, and went for broke from the downbeat one to the last beat or whatever. But I just decided to, I'm not in a rush for this, even if I got 2 bars to do what I gotta do, I'm still not finna try to make sure I play every single note on the guitar within them 2 bars. I mean, let me just, I still gotta go with what this telling me to do. So, and that's what happened, and they followed along, and it was pretty dope, man.
Another thing that you do that I find with really great players, no 2 notes are ever the same volume. You play with so many dynamics.
Yeah.
Like you really are just milking everything out of it, and it's. I don't even think you're not even doing it consciously.
No, not consciously at all. That is attributed to when earlier I said that I'm a drummer, so that comes from a lot of syncopation and accented and non-accented notes that come from my involvement with playing drums, and I was in marching band and symphonic band and all of that, and jazz band in school, and it was all in the percussion section. And I didn't want any of my high school friends to know that I played guitar at all. Yeah. So I kept it as quiet as I could until Arsenio had Carlos Santana on, and he asked him who is the next young gun guitar player that to be looked for, and Carlos said this guy out of Memphis, Tennessee, named
Eric Gales, 16 years old, still in high school. And he's absolutely incredible.
I went back to school the next day, and everybody just was like, dude, why the fuck you ain't saying nothing, man, all this time? So I said this and that. It's because I didn't want a whole lot of new fake friends, you know what I mean? Like, okay, like, everybody want to be my friend because of, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to keep it quiet, but I mean, at that time, the lid was off the top, and everybody was like, yo, and that's what happened, man. But yeah, to another nugget there, Carlos Santana is my godfather. I don't know if you might have heard that in the industry or not, but yeah, he's my godfather. I played Woodstock '94 with him. And he hit me up, and I was 17, and there was 1 million people out there, man. And he asked me to be a guest of his, and it was one of the most exciting times of my life. And we still communicate a couple of times a week till today, And it's just awesome, man. Through this gift, I've been afforded relationships with people that I admire and am influenced by, So it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm very grateful for things of that nature. I really am, man. The Slash and being on the Slash Serpent tour was awesome. That was really cool. We got really, really close, man. Really, really close. We had met like 15 years ago, and it was on another premise that was, we both was in the depths of addiction at the time, and something kind of went one way, but when we came back around after these many years, man, we met back up again, talked about it, and we're inseparable, man. We're great, like it's one of my best friends now. You know what I mean? So it is great, man. We talk almost every other day, and I never would have knew that this sort of recognition from anybody would be because of, what I do or how I do what I do or the feel and or the way that I express myself with my instrument or the things of that nature, man. It's just I'm in awe. I really am in awe. Just being here and sitting here from, just from the love of music, man, and everything that it entails. It's really, really, really cool, man. It really is.
Is there anything that you practice now? Now you say sometimes you don't pick up the guitar, but if you pick up the guitar and you're like working on something, is there anything that you're like, oh, I'd really like to learn this lick or something, or?
There are so many, amazing cats by way of social media that, they have these little reels that you were talking about, and they'll play these certain things. You got Ariel Posen, that is amazing. That Mateo Mancuso dude, I mean, oh my God, oh Lord have mercy, dude, this is, insane. And they'll play something, and I'll, still test my, I was like, babe, I gotta see if I still got it. So I pull it out and learn the little, whatever it is that I'm looking at, and and it may be for something small like that. Other than that, that's it.
Okay, so how important is being able to improvise? I like to ask people this.
Oh,
stuff,
dude!
I know that you're an amazing improviser. That's what you do. You improvise.
Yeah, it's. I rate it pretty high on the Richter scale. For me, it's centered around, everything that I do. I mean, even in my tour and my live shows and everything like that. I mean, everything that I'm doing, even though there's a formatted, show, arrangement and this and that, even in that, it's complete improvisation for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything. Of course, the solos are complete improvisation, but even like, one show to the next, same songs, but never done the same. You know what I mean? It's just, all coming from an improvisational perspective for me. I guess I would get fairly bored, playing the same thing every single night. Even in the setting, I was Lauryn Hill's guitar player for like 4 years. So even with that, we had a routine, and she changes up. I mean, oh my God, she changes up like 30 minutes before the show. We doing it like this. I mean, like, oh my God, we just rehearsed all night in this way, and now okay, so So with that being said, it's still for me all improvisational. You know what I mean? It's like I still don't give up on like letting it flow spontaneously, as it has been doing, and it's never disappointed or failed me yet. And I just like that approach, man. So that all goes back to some form of improvisation for me, and does that mean that I can't be in a setting with where there's structure and there's we want this to go like this? No, I can do that. I mean, that's not that's not a problem at all. But when it comes to the solo part or whatever that I've been pointed at to do, and it's an Eric Gales presentation solo, then it's gonna be the way that I normally do it. You know what I mean? Asking me to do it just like I did the night before, that's gonna be a hard ask, because for one, I don't remember what I did, and it's just gonna come out like it come out. You know what I mean? So, hey.
Okay, so on this guitar that you have here, like, are there hot pickups? What is something that's different about the guitar? You're like, okay, I want to have my new signature guitar here, and like, what's different about this guitar that?
What's different? Main and first and foremost is the pickups are my signature Seymour Duncan pickups.
Okay.
MJ, you know MJ
yes,
over
of
there.
Course.
These are the signature Eric Gales pickups that I got them dialed in for a vintage 50s sort of type of vintage tone, and MJ dialed them in for me, man. And the type of wind, I'm not sure she could follow up.
What are you looking for in those?
I mean, fat, crystally clean.
Yeah.
You
got the crystal clean, but when for the gain, like you were playing with with some gain on, and
for the gain, I'm looking for a punchiness, like the punch, and the grit when I want the grit, you know what I mean? Which comes a whole lot from the pedals as well. I mean, or the amp or whatever. But when I press the gas, I need all cylinders working together, to give me what I'm trying to achieve. You know what I mean? That's very vital and important. And the pickups and the gain and all that, man. And it's an art in that too. Let's call it not gain control, but gain management. Gain management is a very important. Having the clean and the rhythm crunchy channel levels. Even though this clean and that's dirty, but the levels got to be the same. So when you switch between channels, there's not this big dip.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It has to be. And then when you go to the solo, there's just a little elevation of just to get the gas punched a little bit and then come back down. Like gain management is very important, man.
Okay, so on your when you're playing on your lead pickup here, having this further away from the bridge, right? The pickup being further away, it has more bottom end.
Yeah, more bottom
end, right? So when you're playing with gain, I'm trying to think about how that.
It has a little bit more bottom end,
More bottom end.
With gain, it has more bottom end too.
Yeah.
Some, it all depends on the type of amp you're going through. If it does have that, you might have to roll off a little bit. Sometimes you have to roll it off a little bit. And especially when you go up here, this is more bottom end oriented, the neck and the more you go up here. But, with this being like the brightest, sort of pickup that you have,
Yeah.
you know, it compensates with the high end. But when you get to these, like, there's more bottom end involved in that. So when you're, you know, kind of sound checking, if you will, that, and going back and forth in between the different tones, you know, you definitely want to keep an eye on, you know, if is it over woofing, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, there's an element of low end that I like. You know, I really love, you know, a good batch of low end. You know, so much so that when I play through amps that's not like mine, my signature DB Mark, because I'm so used to it provides crystal clean. I just got one channel on the Raw Dog DB Mark Eric Gales model amp. It's a 2 preamp solid state power amp. It's very affordable. It's under $400. It's this small, 2 preamps out. It's 250 watts, and you turn it all the way up. It don't break up. It's crystally clean, and that was on purpose. I wanted to be loud and clean because I like, you know, mimicking the Eric Johnson clean tone. You know what I mean? The Eric Johnson. Then when I hit the pedals do the rest for me in that sense. So, but when I want clean, I want it just as clean and loud as it can get. Now, when I'm going through something else, and it has a significant amount of clean bottom end, that's like, I mean, this man is don't over woof or none of that, like good punchy bottom end. When I'm playing through other amps that's not really catered for low end, I feel something feels weird, because I mean, I got the bass all the way up and I still don't got enough low end. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, this make me miss my own shit, man. God damn. But you know, it just be that way sometimes. So I try to compensate and this and this and that, but whatever it takes, I'll get the job done. I mean, whether it's idealistically what I wanted it to be, or, you know, or not, or I'll try to come as close as I can. But, you know, definitely with going through the neck pickup, it is especially when you got, you know, a lot of gain on there, this is your most low end pickup. As you know, on a Strat configurated guitar. Yeah. Then you got the middle one, you know, it contains some, you know, but not as much as that one. But then back here is like your more high end one, you know what I mean? So there's an even medium from, you know, that I tend to find, and it just all in your, you know, your settings, man, and that gain and tone management that you have. You know, I have rarely ran into any overwoofing issues. If it is, it's not only happening on this pickup, it's happening on them all. So then I just, you know, dial back a little bit and, you know, just toy with it from there sometimes, you know.
I noticed too that your pickups are pretty close to the strings.
Yeah. And the strings are pretty close to the neck. I love super low action.
Yeah.
Super low action. I like for me, having super low action affords me to feel the guitar, and like, you know, those type of guitars that feel so good that you could just play them all day long because they feel just that good. And the lower the action that I can get, I want to get to the edge of as close as it can get right before it get to fret buzz. And then, you know, I'm good with that, man. I love super low action, man. So, yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not opposed against, you know, mid to high action or whatever, but just low action, that's the thing for me, man. It's just make it easy to just glaze through, and, you know, I can feel like I can play it all day long. And, you know, if I'm playing my guitars, I don't want to feel like I'm playing an acoustic guitar. Acoustic guitars are very unforgiving, man. You know what I mean? As far, especially playing them wise, you know. But I have the Paul Reed, the PRS parlors, you know, the small parlors that feel really good, and the action's really low, and they got a good sound. They're basically a mock-up, if you will, of the, like, Robert Johnson, you know, Gibson small body. And shouts out to Beverly over there and Paul over there at Paul Reed Smith, man. I love them, you know, even though I got, you know, my deal with, you know, Kiesel and my trusty Magnetos, and, you know, I got several companies that I'm still in very good with, and great relationships with them all. And, you know, so shouts out to Beverly and Paul over there, Paul Reed Smith. They make some amazing gear, man. I love them. Gotta come visit y'all real soon.
Love to have you play with some gain and do a couple things, like play some stuff like that.
All right. pulling a Rick Beato that time.
Love it.
I actually got a little bit of that from, I think that's a partial Dweezil sort of riff. Beautiful, man.
Beautiful. I noticed that you have because the strings you have those lighter strings and everything. I can see every note you're controlling the like the little vibratos and things that. Like you have so much control over each string.
Yeah. When
you're playing up high and you're trying to play on the high E string, having the cutaway be this cutaway, does it ever interfere with what you're playing? You're just so used to it now. You didn't think about it, right?
Man. I just fucking go over it.
You just angle your hand differently when you do that.
Yeah, no problem at all. No problem at all. Yeah, it's just all. But then they kind of made this kind of this is not like the standard. It's not as high as a Fender as a Strat is. So it's I'm a little bit it's a little bit more easier to get up there than a standard Fender Strat cutaway left and right. You know what I mean? But. That's one of them weird ones, man, that I came up with one day just fucking. I was like, dude, what the fuck, man? I was like, yo, I gotta try that. And it works anywhere. I love it, man, dude. It's just when it just the spirit go to coming in, man. Ain't no way to stop it, man. Ain't no way. Nor do I try to stop it, man. It's just, man. Woo!
Wow. That smokes.
I'm just trying, man. I'm holding on
Eric,
for dear life.
You're blowing me away.
Oh,
that's so good.
Man.
So good, man.
I try, man.
You know, when I saw your guitar on stage the other night, I saw your signature on there, and I was like, That looks so cool.
Yeah, man. Jeff Kiesel did a really, really, really great job, man. I told him I wanted my signature there, and then I was like, man, how can we just make the neck be different from, I wanted to, like, what if we did like this sort of curve pattern with the dots on the thing,
I love the dots being kind of moving around like that.
Yeah, and then choosing to do the offset of the whole and the solid piece. You know what I mean? So the whole solid, boom, 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 like that. You know what I mean? And I'm like, man. And if maybe in the future, so if these were able to be lights, then that would look really cool if it lit up like that. You know what I mean? But I guess a step at a time. But
okay, so this is the cool thing about your signature guitars is that it's a right-handed guitar.
Yes, it's a right-handed guitar. Yeah, with the fucking dots on my side.
With the dots on your side.
Yeah. I love it, man. I approve it like to the utmost. Actually, Rick, you are the first official interview that I have done for the new unveiling. Actually, it's being unveiled with you first. It actually don't get unveiled until next week at Kiesel Connect, in which that's what Kiesel is doing while NAMM is going on. They do their own kind of NAMM thing. It's called Kiesel Connect. And so myself, Greg Howe, and a few more of the other, Johnny Highland, a few more of the other Kiesel artists are coming together on the 24th and spending the day together at this thing called Kiesel Connect, and the unveiling of it will be, then. But, hey, it was done first right here with Rick Beato, man.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you one last thing here, Eric. If you could just listen to one guitar solo forever, just one solos, what would it be?
Man, that's a hard one right there, man. Golly.
Okay, give me a couple of your favorite guitar solos.
Eric Johnson is definitely in there somewhere. I mean, it almost really don't matter which one that you pick, but Eric Johnson would definitely be in there for sure. Stevie Ray would be. I think I may be better. If it's okay, I'm better off naming the people. If that does that work?
Name the people. Give me 5 guitar players.
I got you. Eric Johnson.
Yep.
Stevie Ray.
Yep.
I'm gonna throw in Matteo Mancuso, bro.
Wow, nice.
I'm gonna throw in Mancuso, man. I'm gonna throw in Ariel Posen. I throw in Derek Trucks, bro.
Yeah.
Derek Trucks is one of them cats that's, man, Derek, man, I don't want to slip and forget nobody, man. Dude, believe it or not, man, I can listen to John Lee Hooker all day long, man.
Oh,
I'm a Lee Hooker
awesome.
fan, bro. Man, I can't, the Lee Hooker, man. So many out there, man, that just,
What about a couple jazz guys that you said? You said
of
Benson.
Course.
You said Kenny
Benson,
Burrell.
Kenny Burrell. You got Wes Montgomery. Jonathan Butler. You got, man, boy, I tell you, that whole batch. For sure, that whole batch, man. And there's a couple of these, I can't think of their names, but there's a couple of these YouTube guys out there, man, besides Matteo, but you got a couple of these guys out here that's just smoking, man, that just got me with my mouth wide open saying, are you fucking kidding me, man? I could listen to Joe. I could listen to Bonamassa. That's a bad motherfucker, bro. Like this.
Amazing.
But at the end of the day, that's a cold motherfucker, man. We done battled head up and we done went for it. We done went for each other's throat. And but he pulled it out of me, I pulled it out of him. It's players out there, man, that is, I give them their flowers, man, while they live, man. They kill it, man. Frank Marino, man, Robin Trower.
There you go.
Throw them in there, man. And, Jeff Beck, bro. Like, man, dude.
Forget it.
Ain't nothing else to talk about. Like, really, dude. Like, dude, he was the weirdest, but, man, the most innovative.
Yes.
Golly. Yeah. I think that about do it. Yeah.
Okay, so Eric, you'll come to my studio sometime, right?
Man, dude, soon we get through doing this, let's look at the calendar, and I'm coming.
Yeah,
I'm on the way.
I want you to come to my studio and hang and.
Yeah, let's do it.
And it's such an honor to hang with you, to meet you.
Only one condition though.
Yeah.
Man. The only condition is when I come, man, we got to play together. We got to
deal.
play together, man.
Done
we got
deal.
to, man, because I heard you fucking play for 2 minutes, and I was like, who the fuck is, wait, like, what, like, we got to do something, man, like, yeah, whatever, doesn't matter to me. Let's do it.
I was so psyched when I ran into you coming out of the elevator.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's it.
that was it.
Dude, wow.
Honor.
This whole trip was
Same, man.
was worth it, man. It was
Awesome.
worth it, man. I've been looking forward to this. Thank y'all, man. This dude right here, watch everything that he do. He's certified. He's the GOAT. The GOAT, right there.
Thank
Boom.
you. Thanks, Eric.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Thank you, man.